Welcome, everyone. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating explainer focusing on a timeless story, The Farmer and the Secret of Contentment. It's a beautifully simple fable, but honestly, it offers this incredible lens into human nature and what we actually value in our daily lives. I absolutely love unpacking stories like this because they give us such clear, grounding frameworks for understanding our own minds. Let's get right into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Can wealth really buy happiness? It's probably one of the oldest, most fiercely debated questions in human history, right? We've all asked it at some point or another. Well, today we're going to explore how our source material tackles this exact inquiry through a truly brilliant narrative. Trust me, it's going to challenge some of the most common, deeply held assumptions we make about success and joy.
Moving on to Section 1, The Farmer and the Rich Man, Two Different Lives. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer contrast. To understand this story, we first have to look at the striking duality of our two main characters. Despite living practically right next to each other in the exact same village, these men inhabit completely different universes. On the left, we have the farmer, up before dawn, earning his daily bread through sheer, grounding physical effort. Then, over on the right, there's the rich man. He's got the sprawling estate, the cars, the abundant wealth, the whole shebang. But all that external success comes with a heavy, hidden layer of anxiety. It's like stressing over the stock market or answering emails at 2 a.m. Meanwhile, the exhausted, hardworking farmer simply sleeps right through the night.
Which brings us to Section 2, The Secret of Happiness, a central interaction. So the rich man simply cannot figure the farmer out. One day, he approaches the farmer and flat out asks, "You work so hard, yet how do you stay so happy?" Just imagine the rich man's psychological confusion here. He's looking at a guy doing back-breaking labor in the dirt, sweating under the hot sun, yet he's seeing a vibrant joy that completely eludes him in his massive house with all his fancy cars. His material abundance has completely and totally failed to provide him with the fundamental, everyday happiness he sees radiating from this laboring farmer. It literally breaks his entire worldview.
And the farmer? He just smiles at him, and he gives this beautiful, contented reply. "I eat from my hard work, spend time with family, and am grateful for what I have." It is such an elegant, grounded answer. Notice how he doesn't boast, right? And he doesn't criticize the rich man's lifestyle either. He simply states his daily reality, and it perfectly answers the rich man's question. It's literally a formula for living that requires absolutely no immense fortune at all.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core philosophy of our source text. Let's actually deconstruct the farmer's answer for a second. It relies on three main pillars. First, finding dignity and purpose in honest hard work. There is a deep, foundational satisfaction in the labor itself. Second, prioritizing human connection, spending real time with family over just, material accumulation. And finally, the crucial practice of gratitude, just simply being thankful for what is already there rather than constantly running on a treadmill chasing what isn't.
Now, let's move to Section 3, The Decline of Wealth, a Sudden Loss. Let's see how this builds. We start in the past, where the rich man has everything but happiness. Then we hit the turning point, a sudden, devastating business loss. Just imagine the pure shock of that. Everything he tied his entire identity to, just suddenly gone, poof. This naturally leads to the aftermath, immense sadness, but also, crucially, a profound realization. And that brings us to the present moment, where a very humbled man returns to speak with the farmer.
Leading us into Section 4, Peace, Work, and Gratitude, the Final Resolution.
The rich man confesses to the farmer, "I had so much money, yet I wasn't happy. Now I understand real happiness is not in wealth, but in peace and contentment." Guys, this is a profound, life-altering realization. Think about it. It took the complete loss of his external wealth to force him to evaluate his internal poverty. When the money was suddenly stripped away, he finally understood that what he was missing all along wasn't something you could deposit in a bank. He literally had to lose everything to find the actual secret the farmer possessed. In response, the farmer shares this perfectly balanced piece of wisdom. Money is important, but happiness comes from peace of heart, hard work, and gratitude. Notice exactly what the farmer does here. He doesn't dismiss money entirely. He's incredibly practical. He acknowledges it's important. We all need to eat, we all need a roof over our heads, but he properly ranks it. It sits firmly below peace, labor, and gratitude. Money is a tool to be used, not the ultimate source of joy itself. So the crucial point is what happens next, because enlightenment without action doesn't really change anything, does it? First, the rich man truly understands the true source of happiness. Second, he puts it into real-world action by turning his focus outward to help his community.
And third, through these actions, his life genuinely improves. He completely reformed his existence, moving from a stressed-out hoarder of wealth to a peaceful, contributing member of society. And all of it was based on a simple conversation with a farmer.
Which brings us to the ultimate moral of the story. Peace of mind, hard work, and gratitude are simply more valuable than wealth. It's a wonderfully simple message, but honestly, it's incredibly difficult to practice in our busy modern world. We are constantly, relentlessly told we need more, more, more. But whenever we feel ourselves getting stressed about what we don't have, we can always step back and remember the farmer's quiet, powerful formula for a good life.
To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with one final question to chew on. What are you grateful for today? Seriously, think about it. Really let that sink in for a moment. Is it your family, your health, maybe just a quiet morning or a really good cup of coffee? Take a page out of the farmer's book today. Find that peace of heart, embrace your daily work, and practice a little gratitude. Thank you so much for learning with me, and I hope the farmer's secret stays with you long after we finish here today. See you next time.